Hello, hello, what's up all my wavy babies?
This is Choco, this is chaos, this is crazy, this the payoff. Modern living, take the day off, seize the moment, need to own it. This is Choco.
It was Gucci to all the surfers out there. I wanted to make a video talking about why I don't do Reiki. Or I don't know if that's the right way, but why I chose not to get trained in Reiki. So in late 2017, I knew that I wanted to be doing work in energy healing. I have been working in religious and spiritual settings all my life. And so I knew that I wanted to do something that was less denominational. Most of my work in the past had been within the Christian church. And as someone who's Native American, I felt like there was a point in time where I just couldn't do that anymore. Acknowledging the history and the erasure that is still happening to this day, I knew that I just could not have what I call my genius be in support of that agenda. And as I began to learn and research, I did learn about Reiki, and I read a lot about it actually. And I really thought that that's the route that I was going to go. And I think for me, what came up was a couple things. So, number one, it's that as a Native American, Reiki is not my tradition. And so Reiki is, I believe, a Japanese form of medicine, energy medicine. And so right off the bat, for me at least, I knew that there's a lot to learn. And what do I want to dedicate myself to? I had already dedicated so much of my life to this white religion that and way of spirituality. I knew that if I had the opportunity, I would rather do it differently, and I would rather do it something that connects with me, something that connects with my lineage, with my ancestors. And so I was kind of like and there was so much that I was learning through Reiki, not as a participant, but really just books, lots of books and online. And then I would say the second thing that really turned me off was the language of master, and that I felt, honestly, the truth, I just don't like that language. I don't like that there are people that call themselves Reiki masters. When I was doing my research, the amount of work that it takes to become a Reiki master is honestly not a lot. And I felt like that's an injustice to the word master. And so that made me feel like there was an element of, I don't know, inauthenticity for me, that having a master, number one, I don't want one. And so I was not interested in that, having a master. Number two, I don't think that any of y'all are masters. Like, I'm sorry, but especially the fact that most people who are Reiki masters here, I'm in Los Angeles, are not even Japanese. Then that tells me, to a certain extent, like, what's the amount of work that you're doing to really connect with your lineage. And that spiritual work is about your lineage, is about your ancestry. It is about that, for me. And I know that for other people, it's going to be whatever it's going to be. And I'm happy that people are connecting to Reiki, and that the language of Reiki and Reiki masters is out there, and that people are interested, and not even just interested, but that people are actually finding like real life healing through being a participant and working with Reiki practitioners. And so I just felt like I had to say that. And the other piece to add on that is that it's really great practice. I appreciate it. I took a lot from it. I've learned about the chi, about prana, your breath. I've learned about, you know, kundalini, and all of these things have a way of connecting with one another, the chakras. And it's so important for me to be informed and to be educated in the different modalities and in the way that I choose to or not to incorporate them. And the energy healer practitioner program that I'm going through does incorporate the chakras, and it incorporates a lot of intuition. My teacher, she's here in Pasadena. She's educated formally as a healer, as a therapist, and she's also been trained as a massage therapist, as a crystal therapist, in hypnosis. And so I feel she's a Latina woman. I feel like having her as my teacher has been an experience that I would not trade for anything else. And it's not as clear cut as something like Reiki. And I sometimes regret that I can't just say, "Oh, I do Reiki," because in the zeitgeist, people can relate to it and to an extent have a certain trust, and that trust is important for faith, right? And that trust is important for faith, and faith is really where we connect to that inner power. And so for me, it's about connecting to my lineage, my heritage, really doing intuitive, ancestral, deep inward look, channeling my ancestors, asking them, what they have for me. I was able to do a spiritual retreat, which was more of just a retreat / vacation with a group of friends that I have intimate connections with, and we were able to do a ceremony and some channeling there while we were in Mexico, which is and has been very life-changing for me. And for me, it's similar to a lot of that stuff, but it's about creating a sacred meditative space and using the earth, using the stars. Although I'm just beginning to learn more and more about astrology, honestly, just using our body, going inward, using our mind. For me, I love meditation. I love dreaming. I love sleeping. And that's really what my practice is about. I think having a lot of personal experience in these different healing spaces and how we can create something that's more holistic. And I think if I had to add another piece, it would be that that my practice is about healing and inner power. And so if you're interested in inner healing, inner power, inner freedom, inner joy, inner peace, that's what we will be exploring together. We will be connecting with our spirit. We will be practicing Toltec traditions as well. 2 more things are, I have my own metaphysical tools, and these are tools for moving energy and accessing energy within the body and within the auras. And so some of my metaphysical tools are these bowls that I have here, are these cards for receiving messages from our higher self, from our angels, from our gods, goddesses, Holy Spirit. I have sage, I have Palo Santo, I have incense, I have candles. And these are a couple of the things that I use as medicine, as energy medicine. And so I hope that you found this a little bit informative. If you're out there practicing Reiki, if you're learning Reiki, good for you. I encourage you to keep doing it. Really, really, really. For me, it was important to connect with my lineage and my heritage and to do the work of figuring that out. And having my parents as pastors and growing up with such a strong spiritual and religious experience, I knew that I needed to do a lot of work, and that my family and my lineage comes from really powerful practitioners, and that a lot of that power was taken away and whitewashed into this Christianity, this white Jesus, white supremacist Christianity. And so a part of my journey was to have that pain of having my ancestry erased. And I know that as much as you can try and erase it out here, you can never erase what's inside of me. And so it was so important still, and will be forever, for me to do the journey of not looking for the truth out in the world, but for looking for the truth within me and within the history and lives that live within my spirit. And that's why I don't do Reiki.